Good day, everyone. Welcome to the last discussion on police organization and administration. Today, I will be talking about the Office of the National Police Commission, the qualifications for police application, as well as the disciplinary mechanisms inside the Philippine National Police. Now, let us discuss first the function of the Napolcom or the National Police Commission. The Napolcom exercises administrative control and supervision over the PNP. It is mainly in charge with the professionalization of the Philippine National Police. In the previous episodes, if you can still remember, I made mention about Republic Act 4864. That is the law that created the Polcom or the Police Commission. In 1966, Congress enacted such law, again the Republic Act 4864, otherwise known as the Police Act of 1966. The function was to provide the foundation for the much-needed police reforms in the country. It created the Police Commission, again, or the Polcom, under Republic Act 4864, and the purpose also is to achieve and attain a higher degree of efficiency in the organization, administration, and operation of local police agencies, and also to place the local police service on a professional level. Since 1966, the Commission had undergone changes in its organizational structure. So if you can still remember, it was reorganized in the year 1972. The reorganization in 1972 resulted to the changes or the transition from the name Polcom or Police Commission into National Police Commission or Napolcom. Originally, under the Office of the President, it was transferred to the Ministry of National Defense in 1975. But today, Napolcom is no longer under the Office of the Ministry of National Defense, but rather, Napolcom is now an attached agency under the Department of Interior and Local Government, or the D.I.L.G. Again, as I have stated a while ago, it was Republic Act 4864, otherwise known as the Police Act of 1966, which created the Napolcom or the National Police Commission. But as I have also discussed, the first name is not Napolcom but rather Polcom or Police Commission. It was transitioned from Polcom to Napolcom in the year 1972. The Napolcom again shall be an agency attached to the D.I.L.G or the Department of Interior and Local Government, specifically under the Policy and Program Coordination. On the other hand, it is composed of the Secretary as its chairman and 4 regular commissioners. So as you can see on your screen, the Napolcom is composed of a chairperson at the upper portion with 4 regular commissioners and the chief of P.N.P as ex officio member. At the bottom portion, you can see the 4 commissioners and 3 of the regular commissioners shall come from the civilian sector who are neither active nor former members of the police or military, one of whom shall be designated as vice chairperson by the President. Again, from the 3 regular commissioners which come from the civilian sector, one of that 3 shall be designated as the vice chairperson by the President or by the President himself. If the 4th regular commissioner who come from the law enforcement is still active, when we say still active, meaning he is still serving or he is still rendering services as a police officer in the Philippine National Police. If he is still active, he shall be considered resigned from the PNP agency once appointed to the commission. So once a police officer will apply as one of the 4 commissioners and got accepted, he has to resign because that is what the law requires. He has to resign from the Philippine National Police because he is already appointed as part of the National Police Commission. Take note also that at least one of the commissioners shall be a woman. So again, there are only 4 commissioners. And the law provides that at least one of that 4 commissioners shall be a woman. The Secretary of the D.I.L.G or the Department of Interior and Local Government shall be the chairperson, while the vice chairperson shall act as the executive officer of the commission. Again, The Secretary of the D.I.L.G, it is the President who will appoint on such position. At the same time, the Vice Chairperson, which will assist the Secretary of the D.I.L.G in the administration of the Napolcom, shall also be appointed by the President. The Napolcom organization follows the following structure. The Commission shall consist of the following units. First, Commission proper. Second, Staff Services. And the third one is the Disciplinary Appellate Boards. So again, there are only 3 major units in the Napolcom organization. One, again, is Commission proper. Second is Staff Services. And the last one is Disciplinary Appellate Board. Now, let us find out the function of each unit. The Commission proper is composed of the offices of the chairman and the 4 commissioners. That's the Commission proper. Staff Services, on the other hand, refers to the 7 services of the Commission. Later on the next slides, we will be talking about the 7 services of the Commission under the Staff Services. The third one, which is Disciplinary Appellate Boards, refers to formal administrative disciplinary appellate machinery consisting of the National Appellate Board and the Regional Appellate Board. So basically, the function of the Disciplinary Appellate Board is to hear cases, to accept complaint against erring police officers. So they will be the one to decide whether the person being complained or whether the police officer being complained before their office is guilty of the accusation. So this accusation is mainly connected to administrative cases. So if in case the Disciplinary Appellate Board finds with probable cause that the police officer is guilty thereof from the accusation against him, then the Disciplinary Appellate Board could decide for the dismissal, the determination, the demotion, or the suspension of that erring police officer. So let us go now to the Napolcom Staff Services. Again, there are 7 staff services under the National Police Commission. The first one is the Planning and Research Service, which shall provide technical services to the Commission in areas of overall policy formulation, strategic and operational planning, management systems or procedures, evaluation and monitoring of the Commission's programs, projects, and internal operations, and shall conduct thorough research and analysis on social and economic conditions affecting peace and order in the country. The second one is the Legal Affairs Service. It shall provide the Commission with efficient and effective service as legal counsel of the Commission, draft or study contracts affecting the Commission, and submit appropriate recommendations pertaining thereto, and render legal opinions arising from the administration and operation of the Philippine National Police and the Commission. The third one is the Crime Prevention and Coordination Service. It shall undertake criminological researches and studies, formulate a national crime prevention plan, develop a crime prevention and information program, and provide editorial direction for all criminology research and crime prevention publications. The fourth one is the Personnel and Administrative Service, which shall perform personnel functions for the Commission, administer the entrance and promotional examinations for policemen, provide the necessary services relating to records, correspondence, supplies, property and equipment, security and general services, and the maintenance and utilization of facilities, and provide services relating to manpower, career planning and development, personnel transactions, and employee welfare. So this is the staff service unit, which is mainly in charge for the conduct of the police entrance examination. So if in case a criminology graduate wants to become a police officer but unfortunately failed in taking the criminology licensure examination, there is an option for him to be part of the PNP if he takes and passes the Napolcom exam, or the so-called the police entrance examination. If a particular police officer is already at the service and he wants to be promoted, the promotional examination can also be taken, and the unit which will supervise in the giving of the promotional examination is no other than the Personnel and Administrative Service. The fifth Napolcom Staff Service Unit is the Inspection, Monitoring, and Investigation Service. It shall conduct continuous inspection and management audit of personnel, facilities, and operations at all levels of command of the PNP. It is also in charge in the monitoring of the implementation of the Commission's programs and projects relative to law enforcement, and monitor and investigate police anomalies and irregularities. The sixth Napolcom Staff Service Unit is the Installations and Logistics Service, which shall review the Commission's plans and programs and formulate policies and procedures regarding acquisition, inventory, control, distribution, maintenance, and disposal of supplies, and shall oversee the implementation of programs on transportation facilities and installations and procurement and maintenance of supplies and equipment. So basically, when we say logistics, this refer to any supplies or equipment that is found in the Philippine National Police. And the office that is in charge for the procurement of these supplies and equipment is no other than the Installations and the Logistics Office, or the Logistics Service. The last Napolcom Staff Service is the Financial Service, which shall provide the Commission with staff advice and assistance on budgetary and financial matters, including the overseeing of the processing and disbursement of funds pertaining to the scholarship program and surviving children of deceased and or permanently incapacitated PNP personnel. But take note, guys, if the person died outside the performance of the duties, there will be no disbursement of funds coming from the Napolcom. The injury or the injury obtained by the person has to be relative or is related to police operations. If in case by unfortunate event the police officer died while in the performance of police duties, there will be funds at the same time scholarship program that will be given to the surviving children of the deceased police officer. And the disbursement of these funds will be under the responsibility of the last staff service of the Napolcom, which is the Financial Service Unit. Now, let us go now to the qualification for Napolcom appointment. The first qualification is, he or she is a citizen of the Philippines. The second is, a member of the Philippine Bar with at least 5 years experience handling criminal or human rights cases. When we say a member of the Philippine Bar, meaning a person is a lawyer, or a holder of a master's degree, but preferably a doctorate degree in public administration, sociology, criminology, criminal justice, law enforcement, and other related disciplines. So there has to be verticalization of the masteral and a doctorate degree of a person who will apply in the Napolcom. So meaning, if a person is a graduate from the criminology course, the vertical degree or the vertical master's degree should be masters in criminology, or masters in criminal justice, or masters in criminal justice education. If in case the person already graduates from Master of Science in Criminal Justice, he can proceed to another vertical level, which is the doctorate degree, specifically the Doctor of Philosophy in Criminal Justice. The third qualification is, the regular member coming from the law enforcement sector should have practical experience in law enforcement work for at least 5 years. But again, as I have stated a while ago, once a person is still an active police officer, meaning connected in the Philippine National Police, once he applies in the Napolcom and got accepted as one of the commissioners, he has to resign from the Philippine National Police. The fourth qualification is, the 3 other regular commissioners must have done extensive research work or projects on law enforcement, criminology or criminal justice, or members of a duly registered non-government organization involved in the promotion of peace and order. As to the terms of office, the 4 regular and full-time commissioners shall be appointed by the President for a term of 6 years without reappointment or extension. So again, the term of office of these 4 regular or full-time commissioners shall only be within 6 years without reappointment or extension. And the person who will appoint the 4 regular commissioners is no other than the President himself. Now let us go now to the very important, the most important topic in this episode, the general qualifications for PNP appointment. If you can still remember sa mga previous discussions, especially to the students who are under with me in Introduction to Criminology, I described criminology as a very colorful program or a very colorful course. Why? Simply because once you will graduate from the program, there is an array or a variety of job opportunities which you can select in your own volition. Pwede kang mag-BFP, pwede kang mo-apply sa PNP, pwede po kang mag-Coast Guard, mag-PDEA, mag-Army, or whatever agencies nga part sa criminal justice system, pwede nimo nga ma-applyan. So daghan kayo siyang employment opportunities. Unlike other courses nga kung mao na imong giskwelahan, gamay lang kayo or duha or tulo lang ang job opportunities nga pwede ka nga mo fit. Dili pare sa criminology nga perti kadaghan. Muna ginatawag na ko na siya og a very colorful course. Why? Because we study about the criminal law, we study about psychology, we study about forensics, we study about sociology and other varied areas in science para magamit na to sa crime detection and crime investigation. Now, mauna yung mga qualifications that you have to remember once you plan to become a police officer. One is, you have to be a citizen of the Philippines. Second, a person of good moral character. That is why, once you will apply in the PNP, there is a need for you to procure good moral certificate from the school, good moral certificate from the barangay, in order to testify or attest that you are a person nga buotan, nga with good moral character. The third one is, must have passed the psychiatric, psychological, drug, and physical test to be administered by the PNP. There are a lot of processes that you will be undertaking. You will undertake agility test or agility examination. There will also be physical examination or medical test. There will also be neurological test to determine your psychiatric and psychological setup. And all of these examinations will be administered by the PNP. The next one is, must possess a formal baccalaureate degree from a recognized learning institution. The question is, kanos aman mahimong recognize ang usa ka institution? Every educational institution like Foundation University has a recognition number. The recognition number is a proof that the program or the criminology program in that university is recognized. So meaning kung eskwelahan siya nga private, for example, pero wala siya recognition number, meaning wala na recognize ang bata sa pag-eskwela ng criminology, dili pwedeng magamit ang iyang TOR sa pag-apply sa Philippine National Police. Nga naman, wala man na-recognize ang ilang criminology program in that specific school. But again, in Foundation University, ang program ng criminology has been given with a recognition number, meaning we are recognized by the Commission on Higher Education. The next one is, must have any of the following basic eligibility requirements. Okay, this is very important. A very important topic that you have to remember once you will graduate. For you to be eligible to apply in the Philippine National Police, take note, number one, the first eligibility that you have to take, that you have to obtain, is the Napolcom entrance examination or the PNP entrance examination. So as I have stated in the previous discussions in Introduction to Criminology, it is much better that if a person graduates from the criminology program, takes the criminology licensure examination, and he needs to pass it. Nga naman, kaya kung nakapasar ka sa criminology licensure examination, pwede na kang dili na ka mo take sa PNP entrance exam. Nga naman, kay ang criminology board examination na-appeal naman siya as one of the eligibilities in the application for police officer 1 or for patrolman or patrolwoman. So asa man nabilong ang bar and board examination? Nabilong siya or na-regulate siya under Republic Act number 1080. So meaning, if you are a passer of the criminology licensure examination, again, no need to take the PNP entrance examination. Okay? Why? Kaya ang bar or ang board examination is already an eligibility. The question is, Sir, Napolcom passer lang, pwede ba siya maka-apply sa PNP bisag wala siya nakapasar sa board exam? Pwede kayo. Nga naman, as I have stated a while ago, it's either one of the following eligibilities. As you can see, there are 3 eligibilities listed on your screen. The PNP entrance examination, Republic Act number 1080, which refers to the bar and board examination, and PD number 907, civil service eligibility to college honor graduates. Okay? So kung wala ka nakapasar sa Napolcom exam, wala ka nakapasar sa bar exam or sa board exam sa criminology, but you have this Latin honor or Latin award that you receive from the university. When I say Latin award, you start from cum laude, university cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. So kung na-appeal ka ni sa mga Latin honors under PD number 907, bisag dili na ka mo take sa board exam, bisag dili na ka mo take sa bar exam or sa Napolcom entrance examination, you are already eligible to apply in the Philippine National Police. Again, ang Latin honors nga kung ipasabot, kato lang ni graduate nga cum laude, summa cum laude, magna cum laude. Pero kung ang imuha nga honor or ang imuha nga award that you receive from the university is only a leadership award or a dean's list awardee or whatever award that does not belong to the 3 Latin awards or honors that I mentioned a while ago, dili ka pwede nga maka-apply sa or di ka pwede nga magamit nimo to nga eligibility in the PNP appointment. So meaning, kung dean's list pa karon, dapat maninood ka, you maintain your grade so that once you will graduate, you could land up being a cum laude, summa cum laude, or magna cum laude. Tapos diretso na dahil kag-apply sa PNP. Okay? Pero mas maayo, my advice is that the more you have eligibilities, the more you have this age or this advantage to be part of the Philippine National Police. Why? Because the hiring system in the PNP follows a point system. The more you have eligibilities, the more you are qualified. Pero again, kung naalang kayo sa ani, sa tulo, okay? Naalang kayo sa ani, sa tulo nga eligibilities, pwede na ka maka-apply sa PNP. Next, must not have been dishonorably discharged from military employment or dismissed for cause from any civilian positions in the government. So meaning, if you are part of the government, meaning you are an employee in the government, but you were dishonorably discharged because of an administrative case filed against you, you were dishonorably discharged from that government office, that dishonorably discharge certificate or certification or whatever proof that would testify that you are dishonorably discharged, that is something or a ground that you will be forfeited to apply in the Philippine National Police. Next is, must not have been convicted by final judgment of an offense or crime involving moral turpitude. So if a person is convicted of a crime, let us say rape, murder, homicide, convicted siya by a competent court, that will disqualify him to apply in the Philippine National Police. By the way, let us go back first on the 6th qualification. Under Republic Act number 1080, nainalimtan na ko ano nga gamay. Ang na-mention diya sa Republic Act number 1080 kaning bar and board examination as one of the eligibilities in the Philippine National Police appointment. Wala siya, take note ha, it does not specify criminology licensure examination only. But ipasabot, even if you are an education graduate, Bachelor of Science Education, Bachelor of Elementary Education, or agriculture graduate, or engineering, as long as the course requires a person to take a board examination, unfortunately, that person was able to pass that board examination, bahala pa naglain na nga course or dili na siya criminology course, pwede japong gamiton kana nga result sa board exam or kana nga license para ma-qualify siya nga mo apply sa Philippine National Police. Example, if a particular student takes the agriculture examination and he passed the agriculture exam and got a license from that examination, katuyang lisensya as an agriculturist, usa na tos mga eligibilities. Ma-eligible na siya nga mo-apply sa police office or police agency. Kung education graduate, ni take og education board exam, nakapasar, pwede po siya maka-apply sa PNP appointment. Kung ang iyang course is engineering, ni take og engineering examination or board examination, nakapasar, pwede na po siyang maka-apply sa police agency. Architect, nakapasar, qualification Japon siya nga maka-apply as part of the police agency. Why? Simply because in RA number 1080, it does not specify a specific profession. It does not specify criminology. Basi bingon mo aron nga kuan man na siya ning education man, so dili na siya pwede nga mo apply sa police, kaya ang pwede lang is criminology. Wrong concept na siya, ha? It's a wrong concept. Why? Because as stated under the law, ang nakabutang is bar and board examination. So whatever board exam sa agriculture, board exam sa architecture, board exam sa education, or board exam sa criminology, as long as nakapasar, pwede siya magamit as eligibility sa PNP appointment or PNP application. When I say bar exam, muna katong sa lawyer. Alright? Katong mga attorney. Kung ni-take sa bar exam, nakapasar, lawyer. So, pwede po siyang gamiton as eligibility in police application. Now, let us proceed now to other qualifications. Number 8, must be at least 1 meter and 62 centimeters in height for male and 1 meter and 57 centimeters for the female. 5'4" para sa mga lalaki, 5'2" para sa mga babae. But take note, we have a bill right now that already passed from the third reading in the Senate. Okay? Kani nga bill decreased the minimum height requirement in the application for patrolman or patrol officer. Kani nga bill nga humana sa third reading is already subject for signature or approval of the President. If approved, mas lower ang height requirement compared sa height requirement diri sa Republic Act 8551 nga 5'4" for the male o 5'2" for the female. So let us just hope the President will sign it, and if the President will sign it, we have a lowering of the height requirement in the Philippine National Police. Must weigh not more or less than 5 kilograms from the standard weight corresponding to his or weight, age, and sex, and must not be less than 21 or more than 30 years of age. Ang minimum in the application in the police agency must be at least 21 years old and shall not exceed 30 years of age. Next, for eligibility purposes, the following are the different police examinations administered by the National Police Commission. First is the entrance or qualifying examination, or we call this one as the Napolcom exam or the P.N.P entrance examination. Unsa man nga rank kung mo take ani, katong mo apply as patrolman or patrolwoman. Again, as I have discussed a while ago, para maklaro gyud siya. Kung Napolcom passer ka, mo qualify ka nga mo apply as patrolman or patrolwoman. Pero kung criminology or board exam passer ka, no need na nga mo take ka sa entrance or qualifying examination sa Napolcom. If a police officer is having the rank of or wants to be promoted to the rank of police corporal to police staff sergeant, ang yantikan nga exam is police officer examination. Para ma-eligible ang police officer sa ranko nga police master sergeant to police executive master sergeant, ang Napolcom promotional examination nga iyahang tikan is the senior police officer examination. If in case ganahan siyang ma-promote into police lieutenant, ma-eligible siya, kinahanglan mo take siya sa police or Napolcom promotional examination, ang ginatawag nga lieutenant examination. For police captain, mo take sa captain examination. For police major, major examination. For police lieutenant colonel, lieutenant colonel examination. Ang ngalan sa Napolcom promotional examination nga tikan sa usa ka police officer who wants to be promoted on a higher rank. Now let us go now to the waivers for initial appointment to the PNP. The age, height, weight, and educational requirements for initial appointment to the PNP may be waived only when the number of qualified applicants fall below the minimum annual quota. Kanos alam? If in case again, the number of qualified applicants fall below the minimum annual quota. Say for example, there is, let us say, 500 quota for patrolman or patrolwoman position. Unfortunately, only 100 individuals who apply on that position. So, pwedeng maka-avail katong dili qualified sa height, weight, o sa educational requirement under the waiver program, provided that an applicant shall not be below 20 nor over 35 years of age. Provided furthermore that only applicants who have finished second year college or have earned at least 72 collegiate units leading to a bachelor's degree shall be eligible for appointment. Provided, finally, that a waiver for height requirement shall be automatically granted to applicants belonging to the cultural communities. Let us say, for example, if you are part of the indigenous community, or related ka, or relative ka sa mga ETA community, or Bukid, taga-Bukid community, or Ifugao community, automatically, maka-avail ka sa height waiver. So, mo qualify, even though wala ka kabot sa 5'2 or 5'4, but you are a member of a cultural or an indigenous community, that will exempt you from the height requirement. As to the nature of appointment under a waiver program, PNP uniform personnel who are admitted due to the waiver of an educational or weight requirements shall be issued a temporary appointment pending satisfaction of the requirement waived. Any member who fails to satisfy any of the waived requirements within the specified time periods under Section 13 of Republic Act 8551 shall be dismissed from the service. But then again, take note, height requirements, as I have stated a while ago, if a person is a member of the cultural or indigenous community, wala siya labot sa 6 months reglementary period. Di kayo mag-una-una ka nga, 5 flat ra ang iyang nga height, tapos member siya sa ETA, kinahanglang mutaas siya after 6 months. No. What is referred here is on the weight requirement maybe. Okay? Na-exceed ka sa weight corresponding to your height or age. So, tagal kag 6 months. Kung dili mo ma-comply na within 6 months, pwede ka nga ma-dismiss from the service. Any PNP member who shall be dismissed under a waiver program shall be eligible to reapply. Okay? Pwede ka maka-reapply for appointment to the PNP provided that he or she possesses the minimum qualifications under Section 14 of Republic Act 8551. Next is field training program. So let us just assume nga accepted na ka in the police service. So the first rank that you will get is patrolman or patrolwoman. You will undergo a training period, and part of that is what we call as the FTP or the field training program. All uniform members of the PNP shall undergo a field training program for at least 12 months or 1 year involving actual experience and assignment in patrol, traffic, and investigation as a requirement for permanency of their appointment. So meaning, once baguanay pa lang ka, isa ka tuig imong training, i-transfer ka from one department or one division to the other. First division will be patrol, then once you are done with patrol, i-transfer na po ka sa lain nga divisions like traffic and investigation. On the other hand, the PNP shall prioritize the recruitment and training of women who shall serve in the women's desk. Pursuant to this requirement, the PNP shall reserve 10% of its annual requirement training and education quota for women. Now let us go now to police manning levels. On the average nationwide, the manning levels of the PNP shall be approximately in accordance with the police to population ratio of 1 policeman for every 500 persons. These details came out in previous criminology licensure examination. That is why, cadets, you have to remember that the ratio between 1 policeman to the number of population is that 1 police officer is equivalent to 500 person, or 1 policeman, he has to supervise or he has to man 500 persons, or 1:500. You have to remember that because this is one of the details or one of the questions that will come out in the board examination. The next topic is on disciplinary mechanisms. There are cases that once you are already part of the police agency, sometimes there will be complaints filed by the citizens against you. Any complaint by an individual person against any member of the PNP shall be brought before the following. The first one is the Chief of Police, where the offense is punishable by withholding of privileges, restriction to specified limits, suspension or forfeiture of salary, or any combination thereof for a period of not exceeding 15 days. Pwede po, ang citizens will file his complaint to the mayors of cities and municipalities, where the offense is punishable by withholding of privileges, restriction to specified limits, suspension or forfeiture of salary, or any combination thereof for a period of 16 to 30 days. The concerned citizen can also file his complaint to the pleb or the People's Law Enforcement Board within that municipality or within that city, where the offense is punishable by withholding of privileges, restriction to specified limits, suspension or forfeiture of salary, or any combination thereof for a period exceeding 30 days or by dismissal. So meaning, sa tulo kabok disciplinary mechanism sa citizens complaint nga pwede dito ka mo lodge sa imo nga complaint has to depend upon the nature of the offense. So kung ang offense is punishable only by forfeiture of a salary not exceeding 15 days, ato lang ka sa Chief of Police. So kung 16 to 30 siya, ato ka sa mayor. So kung above 30 days, ato ka mo mulabi sa imo nga complaint sa pleb or the People's Law Enforcement Board. There are also cases that your fellow police officers or your superiors will file administrative complaints against you, which is entwined with administrative liabilities. So the following are part of the internal discipline. So the Chief of Police, for a period which shall not exceed 15 days, administrative punishment or reprimand, restriction to specified limits, withholding of privileges, forfeiture of salary, as well as suspension or combination of the foregoing. Pwede pod mo punish nimo or mohatag nimo administrative penalty ang provincial directors for a period which shall not exceed 30 days, administrative punishment or reprimand, restriction to specified limits, withholding of privileges, forfeiture of salary, suspension or any combination of any of the foregoing. On the other hand, police regional directors can also impose administrative punishments. For police regional directors, it shall not exceed 60 days. This covers administrative punishment or reprimand, restriction to specified limits, withholding of privileges, forfeiture of salary, suspension or any combination of any of the foregoing, at the same time, demotion or dismissal. For the PNP chief, I'm referring to the National Chief of Police, it shall not exceed 180 days, withholding of privileges, forfeiture of salary, suspension or any combination of any of the foregoing, as well as demotion or dismissal. Now, let us go now to disciplinary appellate boards, which can also issue administrative punishments against erring police officers. The formal administrative disciplinary machinery for the PNP shall be the National Appellate Board or the NAB and the Regional Appellate Boards. The National Appellate Board shall consist of 4 divisions, each division composed of a commissioner as a chairman and 2 other members. The board shall consider appeals from the decisions of the chief of the PNP. So meaning, kung ang police officer ang gitagaan siya og administrative punishment or penalty nga suspension, tapos mo appeal siya, meaning ipa-reinvestigate niya in a higher level or higher agency, ato siya mo appeal dito sa NAB or National Appellate Board. The National Appellate Board may conduct its hearings or sessions in Metropolitan Manila or any part of the country as it may deem necessary. We also have the Regional Appellate Board or the RAB. Per administrative region in the country to be composed of a senior officer of the Regional Commission as chairman and 1 representative each from the PNP and the Regional Peace and Order Council as members. It shall consider appeals from the decision of the regional directors, other officials, mayors, and the plebe. So if in case the police officer complained by a particular citizen has been found out to be guilty of a particular accusation, that police officer can make an appeal to a higher level, and that is the Regional Appellate Board. So the bottom line is that once you become a police officer, you have to be a person with moral ascendancy and you have to serve as a model within the community. We have administrative cases like misfeasance, malfeasance, irregularities in the performance of duties, which can cause a police officer to be castrated or to be dismissed or suspended from the service. And it is very important that every performance of your duty should be in accordance with the rule of law. And that will give you safeguards or safety from any complaints from any members of the community. The next topic is on promotions. In the previous episodes, I think I mentioned about, or I discussed about police promotions. But let us just have a short review on the kinds of promotion. First one is special promotion. Special promotion can be given for the following cases like PNP Medal of Valor, acts of conspicuous courage and gallantry at the risk of life over and beyond the call of duty, meaning while you perform your duty, you exhibit gallantry or courage or bravery, pwede kang maka-avail sa special promotion. Acts of outstanding leadership ability and efficiency in staff and supposed services over and above the normal requirements, criteria for regular promotion, and acts of highest sense of moral value and honesty in the performance of duty or functions. Aside from special promotion, we also have promotion by virtue of position. Any PNP personnel designated to any key positions whose rank is lower than that which is required for such position shall, after 6 months of occupying the same, be entitled to a rank adjustment corresponding to the position. For example, ang imuhang rank is only police colonel, right? Police colonel ang imuhang rank, pero gi-promote ka or gi-appoint ka sa president as the national chief of police. So automatically, ang imuhang rank from the colonel, mo diretso ka sa rank nga police general. Why? Kay ang kinahanglanon nga rank sa national chief of police should be police general. So mo-adapt ka sa ranko ana nga position. Provided that the personnel shall not be reassigned to a position calling for a higher rank until after 2 years from the date of such rank adjustment. Provided further that any personnel designated to the position who does not possess the established minimum qualifications therefore shall occupy the same temporarily for not more than 6 months without reappointment or extension. Now let us go now to compulsory retirement. And this is one of the things that you have to remember once you will apply in the police agency. The compulsory retirement for officer and non-officer shall be upon the attainment of age 56. So meaning, whether you like it or not, as long as you are already 56 years old, you have to retire from the service. Because that is what is required under the law. If in case you do not want to reach 56, upon accumulation of at least 20 years of satisfactory active service, an officer or non-officer at his own request and with the approval of the commission shall be retired from the service and entitled to receive benefits provided by the law. So meaning, even if you do not reach 56 years old yet, as long as you already rendered 20 years of satisfactory service or active service in the PNP, you will be qualified to retire. We call that one as optional retirement. On the other hand, if you are a police officer, you have to remember that you are under the supervision of our politicians. Why? Simply because governors and mayors shall be deputized as Napolcom representatives in the respective territorial jurisdiction. So meaning, these positions or governors and mayors have the executive power over you as a police officer. On the other hand, provincial governors shall choose the PNP provincial director from the list of 5 recommended by the PNP regional director. Okay? So kung ang 5 nga recommended nga police officer recommended by the regional director, usa niya na ang ganahan sa provincial governor to be the director of the province, so pwede siya nga makarecommend or makaselect. On the other hand, city and municipal mayors shall exercise operational supervision and control over the PNP units in the respective jurisdiction. So meaning, municipal mayor, on top siya sa police agency nga nalocate sa iya nga municipality. Shall have the authority to choose the chief of police from list of 5 recommended by the PNP provincial director. Shall have the authority to recommend that transfer, reassignment, or detail of PNP members outside of the respective residences, and authority to recommend the appointment of new PNP members to be assigned to the respective cities or municipalities. That is why sometimes police officers have to have a good relationship with the city or municipal mayors. Why? Simply because the reassignment or the recommendation of the appointment can be done through the municipal or city mayor. So if you are from, let us say, from Dumaguete City, yet you are assigned in Cebu City, pwede kang you communicate with the city mayor and you ask for a recommendation for appointment nga matransfer ka from Cebu to Dumaguete City. Kaya ang mayor na authority to make such a move. Take note also that during the 30-day period immediately preceding and the 30 days following any national, local, and barangay elections, the local police forces shall be under the supervision and control of the Commission on Elections. That is why you will not be allowed to become bodyguard during campaign sa mga politicians because that is not allowed by the law. Again, under Republic Act 8551, during elections, 30 days before sa election or 30 days after sa election, ang local police forces shall be under the supervision and control of the COMELEC or the Commission on Election. So those are the remaining topics being discussed under police organization and administration. So if you have comments starting from episode 1 up to the last episode that discussed on the subject, you can write your comments either in Google Classroom or you can post it at the comment section below this video, and I will provide an equivocal response by commenting also or by responding to your comment that you posted. Thank you so much for watching.